We're inside Rotterdam Santa Ana for our old versus new driver segment. Today we're going to take a look at Titleist GT versus TS. Taking it 3 models back for 6 years. We're going to go find someone on the driving range. Hopefully they can help us explain what the robot data looks like in real life. Ian on the range here. He was hitting a Titleist product, which is great for this activation. On the robot back at CoolClubs, we've tested the TS product versus the GT line, and we're going to get Ian to be our test dummy for real life. I know what it does on the robot. We see the toe strikes better, we see a little bit more ball speed, and we see a touch lower spin in the GT versus the TS. So we're going to get Ian to put it to test in the real world and see if we can replicate that data at Worldwide Golf. Let's do it. So first things first, I've given you this TS2 model. We know that you're playing around a 9 degrees, so I've set this up in a way that's kind of a 9 degree. You talked about missing left off the camera. Yep. So we've set it up in a way to protect against that, to get the best results we can for this product. Sweet. First things first, get some baseline data with the TS model. Let's hit 5 or 6 shots, see what we get, and then we'll put the GT in. Cool, let's do it. Have you always played Titleist products?
For the most part, yeah. Like, it's between that or TaylorMade.
Okay.
I kind of switch off between the two.
Did you play the TS series?
I did, yeah. I had the TS3 in college, and I love that driver, so.
And your normal miss, you said, was kind of that left duck hook?
Correct, yeah. Okay. I mean, that's what it's been lately, so.
All right.
Giant toe ball.
Toe shot, and then this is the one we want to see. The robot really showed how much better the GT was from the toe than the TS. Okay. So hopefully we get that similar shot when we start testing GT, and we'll be able to compare.
I hit the toe a lot. That's like my miss.
That's your miss. Perfect.
Big toe ball.
You'll be a good example for this test. Sounded like decent contact.
Yeah, it was good contact. I just probably tried to draw it too much. Double cross, open face, maybe.
Launch and spins in a good spot here. Just hanging the face open a little bit.
Oh, and that's high toe. Very high toe.
That's a toe shot again. That's interesting. We saw that toe that went left, and then we got the toe that's gone right. That's what we're looking. Hopefully the GT has like really jumped forward in that technology to get it going in a more consistent spot. While Ian's hitting here, we want you to get in the comments. Tell us if you like this old versus new concept. Tell us which one you think is going to work better for Ian. If you're playing a Titleist driver, which one is it? We want to see everything. We want to hear from you. We love getting your feedback. I mean, it is what it is, right? You know, this isn't exactly your current driver. You're being a test model for us. We have a robot that does it, but we need some real humans to hit shots. So let's snap in the GT2. We're going to do exactly the same. These are the heads that we actually tested on the robot that we shipped out here.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're going to put them head to head.
These were actually on the robots?
Yeah, this was snapped into the robot. We use a standard shaft in our testing, so we're like just looking at the head data. Yeah. And then we control the test. So we do 100 miles an hour, 2 degrees up, and we hit it in the center heel and toe, and we map that data.
That's pretty sick.
But we don't get the feedback from the player. We don't get the different swing types. So we're trying to bring this to the table and get people to see the whole picture. Before you swing this one and hit it, tell us a little bit about the changes between what you just saw with the TS and the GT at address.
To me, it looks like the face is smaller, even though I know it's not. It looked like the original TS was kind of a bit more elongated.
From heel to toe?
Heel to toe.
Yep.
It looked straighter. This one's kind of, it's got that peeled back toe a little bit. It makes it look a lot prettier, and it doesn't make it look like I'm gonna hit it left.
Titleist is all about being tour driven. So, you know, although the TS was tour driven, this is another 6 years down the line of like feedback and information from tour players. So you're getting what the tour players wanted in that product.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see it.
Different sound?
Way different sound. Different feel too.
And what is that feel?
Feels like, feels hotter.
Okay, good.
Feels like it, I don't know, it's a weird feeling. It feels like it kind of like springs the ball a little bit faster off the face, whereas the other one was a little bit more like dead, and it just kind of
Yeah.
Like felt like it just held on a bit. It's a weird description, but
No, I get it. I mean, this is one of their first drivers where they've changed that crown material. They've done predominantly titanium. This is a thermoform crown.
Yeah.
So it is a more muted sound. They tried to make it sound as traditional as metal as possible, but there's definitely a difference between these older, actual different materials.
yeah. Yeah, it felt good though.
All right. Was that well hit or was that toe?
That was pretty good. It was a little low on the face, but
Okay, well, low on the face, normally see a little less ball speed, a little more spin,
yeah.
but that was great. 154 ball speed with 2200 on the face.
Yeah.
So that's really good for a thin.
Can't beat it, yeah.
Let's hit a few more.
That's gonna be high on the face, but
And that was high on the face.
it's a little high on the face, yeah.
I like the line.
Yeah, I like the line, I like the carry, I like everything else.
Wow. Dude, keep going for me. Don't stop now. This
one of
actually
those,
is an
man.
apples to apples test. I hopefully you can see the dots appearing on the screen here, but that's a mishit down the middle. Sounded really nice, that one.
That was a good one. That's the one I like to see.
I like to see it.
Little peel right.
So if you like seeing that little fade, like spin rate's a good one for us. We want to keep it kind of under control.
Yeah,
You've got 2,300 RPMs, a little less than that, and 15 degrees of launch. So that's through a nice window with a fade.
that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Again, high on the face.
High on the face, but look at this miss, man.
It's a great miss.
Unbelievable.
I can't complain with that at all. If I had that miss every time, I would
Right,
pay me.
last one. Was that the toe shot? Okay, so we've got a comparable toe shot out there already, and we want to see what happens.
That's the toe strike.
You got to come and see this. I don't know if you can get this tight on camera, but this is the toe shot in here. This red one was the toe shot with the TS, and this was the toe shot with the GT. We still get that same gear effect turning over, but we actually get a lot more distance with the GT over the TS in that toe. And you said that's your miss, right? So
Yeah.
it's a game of misses.
100%.
That really provides some good information. So you gave us a bit of feedback on, like, you prefer the look. It's a different sound, but you kind of like it.
Yeah.
Ball speed feels hotter. I'll give you some data in a minute. But what was your impression of just like driver to driver? What's your gut feeling?
I was joking around earlier, but can I take this one home? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, the overall like comparison between the two is that this one feels a little bit more forgiving off that toe strike, and that was big for me, missing it off the toe, because I do that quite frequently. Feels a little bit more forgiving out the toe. It feels like it flies a little bit straighter and it stays up in the air a little bit longer, which is huge. I mean, you hit a toe ball, it's gonna, spin less and go left. So it was really good to see that out of the GT2. Overall looks and everything, I prefer the look of the GT, just because it looks a little bit softer on the eye, whereas that one looks a little bit more just like straight, clean cut, like
Just a bigger profile.
aggressive, bigger profile. And then feel-wise, this one just feels hotter.
Well, let's get into some data. I love feedback. Obviously, I work with robots all day, and you are the real world experience, so I need all of this to do a better job. But we saw in the robot data, and hopefully we can bring it up on the screen, the biggest change was the distance kind of jumped up a little bit, and the toe miss from the TS to the GT was way better in the GT. We saw a couple of those with yours. We saw more distance from the toe. We still had the gear effect, but if we look at that 6 shots, real world data, you all of a sudden found the middle, and whether or not GT just suits you better than TS, who knows, but you definitely got improvement there. And if we dive into the numbers a little more, the robot gave us some predictions, basically. It said that we're going to see maybe 1 mile an hour more ball speed if we hit exactly the same swing. Obviously, we saw the toe improvement. The drop off when we hit the toe was way less with the GT. We saw the spin drop about 200 RPMs on the robot, and then we saw the launch hold. What we saw for you in the real world was 3 mile an hour ball speed gain, which is huge. The other thing that you noticed out of the data was that your difference, your standard deviation of ball speed was much more consistent with GT over TS. That means that the face across the area is doing a better job more consistently. We saw exactly 200 RPMs less spin, the GT, confirming the robot's data. And then we saw the spin rate the launch angle about the same from driver to driver. So the robot actually has given us a good story. We absolutely need your feedback. I was going to say, if you were going to take a driver away today, which would it be? But you've kind of already answered it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'd like to take this home, if that's okay with everybody here.
Yeah, I'll get you up to the cash register at the front and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'll try to dodge them and then leave, but that's okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, yeah,
Appreciate
it was fun.
We hope you like this activation. Let us know in the comments below how you think we did testing old versus new. Are you playing the TS? Are you going to move to the GT? Do you think the change is big enough? We want to hear from you. Your feedback is king. This story is all about old versus new and the ability to come to a Worldwide Golf retail location, get expert fitting advice, but you've also got the option to trade in and trade up from a TS to a GT from any product. You also get the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. So get to a Worldwide Golf retail location or head to worldwidegolf.com to shop your Titleist product today.